Italy has overtaken China as the country with the highest number of coronavirus deaths. 430 people have died in the past 24 hours, taking the total to more than 3,400. The number of infections is now above 41,000. Seema Gupta in Rome joins us now for more on this. Seema, Prime Minister Conte talking about extending lockdown measures. Take us through the plan and reactions to it as well so far.
Yes, the Prime Minister essentially and all other officials saying simply there are too many people out and about without a valid reason. And even the Chinese experts that have come to Italy say that there's just too much movement on the street. So the Prime Minister said he's planning to extend the measures, and that includes extending the school closure, stopping all outdoor activity of any kind. The governor of Lombardy, the hardest hit region up north in Italy, essentially asking for military presence on the street to ensure that people stick to the rules, closing public offices as well as building sites and limiting commercial activity. They're even talking about staggering the hours that supermarkets will be open. So those are some of the measures that they plan to put in place. I have to say that for a lot of people, it's a frustration to stay indoors, and particularly for the elderly who may have their habits and they're used to going out to get the things that they need. But what the authorities are saying, the message is very clear: stay at home.
Seema, the numbers of people who've succumbed to COVID-19 in Italy, it's absolutely staggering number for many to contemplate. 3,400 people dead so far. We know that Italy has a very elderly population, but why so many fatalities?
Well, you're absolutely right, Dawn. I mean, these numbers are just shocking and hard for the population in general to deal with. Everyone is dismayed and they see the situation as being very grim up there in those clusters up north. And as you mentioned, the elderly population, 1/4 of Italy's population is over the age of 65, and most of the people who have died, an overwhelming majority, are over the age of 70 and have at least 3 underlying health conditions or more. And so that is the reason why we're seeing such high numbers. On top of that, it's the healthcare system, particularly up north, which is world-class, but we've seen cuts in recent years, so that could have had an impact. And on top of that, of course, they're struggling to have enough medics on the ground. One survey estimates that some 8.3% of those infected are, in fact, doctors, and so they really need more medical staff, and the Prime Minister has pledged another 300 doctors from the rest of the country to go up north. A third possible reason, maybe that lockdown in Lombardy that's so hard hit could have been done earlier. But of course, at the moment, it's not about what could or should have been done. Everyone is focusing on the crisis right now and to get the help that is most needed to those who are suffering right now with this infection.
Indeed. Seema, thank you very much for that update. Seema Gupta there in Rome.